Hi, I'm Rita Batchley, and this is Coffee with the Nurse's Nurse, where you'll get tips and strategies on how to put the self care back into healthcare. Put yourself on the top of the list because you can't give away something you don't got. I don't know about you, but I've been accused of being a little bit too serious. And I got to say, people are right. I looked at pictures of myself when I was a little kid, and yeah, I got a little scowl on my face. I was like taking care of my siblings, telling them what to do. And I think that really rubbed off on me in nursing because I consider all you out there, all you nurses and healthcare people, uh, I'm the nurse's nurse. So that means I like nurturing people. I like being loving and caring. And that means giving it back to you. So I want to have a little fun today. How about you? And some of the things that I find really funny in nursing are those moments that caught me by surprise. Because it was like I was so busy trying to get through nursing school, pass those boards, get a job, all that good stuff. I forgot to have fun. And I'm here to have a little bit of fun today. So I hope you're joining in. I hope you're listening or watching out there. If you're not, this goes up on YouTube, and I do put it all out there in full length, but I also go in and edit and just give you the good points of what we went over today. And today, we're going to go over those things that I wish I knew about nursing, things that are they're just really surprising. And number one on that is our uniforms. Oh my gosh, can anyone relate to nursing uniforms? Back in nursing school, it was so hard to um, get used to those uniforms. I don't know about you, but when I was in school, I had to wear a dress, I had to wear tights or stockings, a cap. And the guys were just starting to come into nursing. We had two men in our class, and they didn't have to wear a nursing cap. And I found that a little bit unfair because every time that I tried, I was doing something like dressing changes, that thing would be coming off my head. And no matter how many bobby pins I wore, that thing was all, look at all this hair. Come on. I had to wear my hair back, put that hat on. It was ridiculous. But today, what do we get to wear? Oh my goodness. We get to wear scrubs. We get to be rocking those scrubs. And I don't know if you can relate to some of the prints and colors that were out there, but when I was doing nursing in the 90s and the early 2000s, we could have these prints with little teddy bears and all kinds of cutesy little things. And then, we moved on to these solid colors and our little stethoscope. And it's like wearing pajamas. Who doesn't want to wear pajamas to work? It's amazing. We got these different colors from different units. So let me know if you can relate to this. We got like med surge could wear blue, the OR wore green, labor and delivery had pink, and I don't know. I really enjoyed buying my own scrubs, but it was nice when certain hospitals like labor and delivery, when we did OR, they paid for our laundry and did all that. And that was really nice. So you didn't even have to do your own laundry. And today with COVID, who wants to bring that stuff home? It's nasty. But if you want to add a little respect and you want to add some credibility, I got to say this. Okay, I want to put this up again. Look at this. You put on a white lab coat and you're going to look smarter. You got a pair of glasses, you're going to add 10 points to your IQ. Now, who doesn't want more credibility and respect? And that's a little secret from me to you. I wear glasses, but I put my contacts in for the show. But when I'm out there as a nurse, got my glasses, got my lab coat, I'm looking really smart. And you know what? I'm someone you want to listen to out there because when you're a nurse, you got people's lives in your hands. But one of the fun things that I know about today is, scrubs can be limiting, but we got thousands of shoes. And I could do a whole episode on comfy shoes because you know what? Nurses need good shoes. And what I know about nurses is that nurses bring the soul into healthcare. And if you can relate to that, give me a thumbs up, put down a comment, because nurses put the soul in healthcare. We know what it's about. It's about giving love. It's about nurturing, kindness. And I know you know what I'm talking about, sisters and brothers out there. It's about comfort and care. And nurses do that. But the thing with what we wear, the number one important thing that we need to wear today, and it's not the protective gear, but you know what? That's mandated. You got to protect yourself, people. And this is how, you got the whole full-on suit, the gloves, the mask, the glasses, the goggles, the shield. Number one, you got to have deodorant because you are sweating your butt off in that stuff. Like 5 minutes into the procedure, you are dying, okay? So your deodorant better be like 48 hours, okay? Forget about that 12-hour stuff. You got to have that full-on protection because nurses are needing it. You got to be bulletproof underneath that protective gear. One of the best things that I learned, and the surprise of surprises, was nurses love food. We take a Hippocratic oath in nursing about do no harm. But there's a second Hippocratic oath out there that I don't know that you know about it, but once you're a nurse, you're going to know that potlucks are important. And the Hippocratic oath of nursing is thou shalt feed thy coworkers. And we're talking about like a spread of unbelievable proportion. And when it comes to nursing, you're also going to know that if you're in the middle of eating, you're also talking about nursing, or, that liver or that spleen or that surgery that you saw. I mean, like, we're talking about it while we're eating. Other people be grossed out by that, but not nurses. We thrive on that story. It's just like talking about, what kind of detergent you like to use at home or whatever. But I got to say that one of the things with food and nurses is coffee. Why don't they teach you how to brew coffee in nursing school? Like, give me a thumbs up for that, because if the first thing you do as a new nurse is from the morning you come into the shift or night shift, you're brewing up that coffee. And you just keep it coming, brewing the coffee for your coworkers, yourself, family members. The cafeteria is not open at night. You're brewing it for your, visitors or people that are there all night. Coffee, it's important and it's serious for nurses. And I got to just bring up like some of the things that you're going to notice about nurses. Like, there's that one nurse who brings in a shopping cart. Like, my lunchbox is like this big. This nurse brings in a shopping bag. Like, you're thinking, wow, they brought some stuff to share with everybody, because that's what we do. Thou shalt feed thy coworkers. But no, this nurse, they open that bag up. He or she is just chowing down. And it's like a bottomless pit. And they're like this thin. They eat and eat and eat, and you're like, whoa. It's out there, people. You're going to see it. One time, I don't know if you could relate, but when you put your food from work into the refrigerator, you best have your name on that. But that doesn't even make it sacred sometimes. Like, we had a situation where we had this doctor who would come in and just help himself to our food. Like, seriously, I had a banana, my little yogurt. I get called by a patient. I had to go deal with something real quick and come back. My banana and my yogurt's gone. The dude ate them. I was like, oh, no, you didn't. I mean, I just had to get up in his face, but I was livid. I mean, you're hungry. That's the food you brought. Gone. And so don't be messing with nurses' food, because we get serious about it. And potlucks, oh, here's where yeah, I just want to talk a little about potlucks. Potlucks, you think, you got your sign up sheet and this is what you're going to come to, nice big, cheese, fruit, main dish. But then you get there and people sign up for stuff and you don't have anything but a bunch of dollar bills because they all forgot. So you wind up calling out for takeout, which is cool. Takeout's good, but a lot of the doctors, they'll be on call and they'll walk through and they'll help themselves and they'll throw down some money for some food, which is great. But doctors out there, anyone else with nurses, you want to give something to nurses, you give them chocolate. Chocolate is a big secret. If you want to get nurses to perform, you buy them chocolate. I don't know how many can relate to that. Put a comment up. But for me, chocolate has vitamins and minerals that are not present in any other food group. That's my truth. We studied that food pyramid, and chocolate's not on there. But this is a secret I think you're going to want to know. Nurses love chocolate. You want them to perform, you get them chocolate. Something sacred amongst nurses that is really, I want to tell you, it's the sippy cup. Every nurse has got one. And this sippy cup in particular, my friend Sharon sent that to me. I'm shouting it out. She's awesome. But yeah, I got sippy cups. Got my little stickers on there. I decorate it. Yeah, water. Gotta hydrate. Got to hydrate. Nurses know this. But I gotta say, we got a nurse, Nurse Blake. He's on YouTube. You can look him up. I'll put a link on my YouTube description for Nurse Blake. Guy's hilarious. He used the mighty sippy cup to start a movement. He did this rant about Jaco coming in and messing with the nurses' sippy cups, because nurses, we all got one. We all want to use one. JACO, Joint Commissions of Hospital Accreditation, they come into a hospital, and if they don't sign off your hospital as being 100%, your hospital does not get money. And if you don't get money, you don't have a job, nobody's happy. But they're not, Blake does a rant about the JACO not addressing staffing ratios, but obsessing over nurses' sippy cups. He got over 100,000 nurses to sign a petition for safe staffing ratios based on JACO trying to take away our sippy cups at the nurses' station. Go Blake, go sippy cups. If you can relate to that, give me a thumbs up, give me a heart out there. You know what? I would love for you nurses to send me a picture of you with your sippy cup, and I will post it on my Facebook. I will post it in my YouTube, because I think nurses and sippy cups, we got something going on here. We could start a revolution. Send me those photos. I would love it. Oh, we did that one. I got to say that you probably know this already, and you knew this before nursing school, but nurses have big hearts. We are caring people. We are loving people. And if you're going to work as a nurse, your coworkers are going to try to sell you stuff. And yeah, I've known this to be true for me. I got a big heart. Those kids, you show me a sign up sheet for their walkathon, jogathon, Girl Scout cookies, magazine drives. I'm on it. And when it comes to nurses selling to each other, it's flipping hilarious, because you get a job as a nurse, you're going to get in. Not only are nurses going to bring stuff to the hospital, you're also going to get invited to parties with high pressure sales. And one time, it was hilarious. I had a nurse. I went over to the unit. I worked in labor and delivery. She was on postpartum, and she had like women's handbags all over the place. And like the director of nurses did rounds, and she like had all of these handbags in the empty rooms, in the patient's rooms, in the closets. And she was like, she opened up shop in there, and nurses were going in and buying stuff. It was brilliant. She sold a bunch of stuff out of the empty patient rooms. She sold these handbags. And what does that say about nursing? Yeah, you're not going to get rich being a nurse, because if you have to have a side hustle to make extra money, then what does that say? That says nurses aren't rich. We're not. And that's okay, because there are other things that we get to do and be as a result. But once they start selling you stuff, and you're going to want to do some overtime, because hey, big thing, I'm sure you heard during nursing school and afterwards, once you work as a nurse, there's going to be overtime, there's going to be extra shifts. But overtime and extra shifts the time and a half doesn't start happening until you reach, 36 to 40 hours. So after that, then you're finally going to get, some money, which is great. But when it comes to seeing the photos of your family and you're starting to look through them, you're going to notice that you're not there because you're working overtime. I remember my kids being like, my husband used to just let the kids have the video camera, and they would videotape. And I'm like, where am I? Why aren't I in any of these videos? Oh, you're at work, Mom. You're working, Mom. And like, I finally get to meet some of my husband's friends. They thought I didn't exist. Like, my husband would be talking me up, and all these events, I couldn't show up because I was working. So when they finally did meet me, they're like, we thought you were one of his delusions, because we didn't think you really exist. And the way he talked you up, a lot of guys do that. They brag or whatever, but no one believed him. But when I actually showed up, it was like, yeah, he really does have a wife. Which brings me around to overtime. It's kind of, we work in a culture in healthcare where overtime is, and working extra shifts is expected of us. But we got to say no to that, because we got to have that balance. And saying no, I have another video from last week about saying no, and no is a full sentence. And that's what this is all about, putting the self-care back into healthcare, because you can't give away something you don't got. By now, hey, that I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't trade my choice of being a nurse for anything else. I love being a nurse because we follow a higher law. We follow a law of love and care. And that means putting ourselves first on that list. And that's what these are all about, these videos. So if you get any value out of this, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. You can get these edited versions of my Coffee with the Nurse's Nurse. You can also go to my Patreon, which I'll put in the description of my YouTube. I'm raising money to go to Washington, D.C. to lobby those congressmen and go to bat for the nurses, because I'm the nurse's nurse. And that's what I do. I stick up for nurses and teach them how to teach people how to treat us with respect and with humor and with kindness, because you got to put yourself first and put the self-care back into healthcare. I'm Rita Batchley, and you're watching Coffee with the Nurse's Nurse. Enjoy the day.